Kirk Cousins is a Falcon, and pardon my French, but holy shitballs, a massive signing by Raheem Morris and Arthur Blank. 4 years, $180 million. That's an average of $45 million a season, and the Falcons had their guy in their sights. Kirk Cousins was their number one target. It came out over the last few weeks, and they went out and they got him. So we're going to run through the stats. We're going to run through some of the facts. But my just initial raw reaction to Kirk Cousins, a Falcon, I think it's a good signing. Was it my number one quarterback decision for them to make this offseason? No, it was not. But I do think Kirk Cousins is a massive upgrade from what they had last offseason. And that was still last season. And that was a team that gutted out 7 wins with really bad quarterback play. And you insert Kirk Cousins, and this is a team that's ready to compete and potentially win the NFC South, with the Buccaneers being the squad to beat at 9-8 last season. Like, there was a lot to be excited about on this front. Now, I understand that 4 years, $180 million, it's $100 million guaranteed. So I look at it as a 3-year, $100 million contract. So an average of $33 million you could get out probably after the 3rd season if you really, really wanted to. But we do have to acknowledge the elephant in the room, which is he's going to be a 36-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles injury. That's scary. That's no guarantee. This is a major roll of the dice. It's a big gamble. But if we think about what Arthur Blank has been hinting at and pointing at ever since he moved on from Arthur Smith, was he wants to win now. And there's no quarterback they were going to get this offseason that would help them accomplish that goal more than Kirk Cousins. You can hope to get your guy in the draft. You may or may not. You could trade for Justin Fields, which I know I'm going to get so many comments making fun of me for it. I deserve it. I'm just kind of the kiss of death right now for Blank as a Falcon. But no guarantee Justin Fields takes a big step you want to see in year 4 in the NFL. Or you can go with Kirk Cousins, a guy that over the last 4 seasons has just been uber productive. Now, have the wins always necessarily been there for Kirk? Not necessarily. I do think he has shaken off that primetime stigma. He's won a playoff game. He's won plenty of Monday night and Sunday night games the last few seasons. And then you look at his stretch from 2020 to 2022, the best stretch of his NFL career. I mean, over 4,000 yards, and it's not even close. Nearly 3 straight seasons of 30-plus touchdowns. Kirk Cousins has played phenomenal football. I'll even say top 10 football over the last 4 seasons. But was he worth a 4-year, $80 million contract? I want to be a half-glass full kind of guy. I want to be optimistic, and I want to be upbeat about this. I do have my hesitations over the length of this contract. Like, even though I look at it as a 3-year, $100 million deal, even signing on for a 3-year deal for a 36-year-old, almost 36-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles injury, that's an investment. Like, you are, if all things go smoothly, paying a guy who's 36, 37, 38, 39, going to turn 40 years old. Like, this is a long-term commitment, even if it's just 3 years, for an older quarterback coming off a major injury. It doesn't get more riskier than that. But if you are looking for a home run signing to quickly turn things around and not go into a 1 to 2 year soft turnaround with either a rookie QB or Justin Fields, this was your man. This was your answer. Now we'll be live here on the channel, maybe by the time you're already watching this, but make sure you are subscribed because we have grown past 20,000 subscribers. We're the largest and fastest growing Falcons YouTube community out there. So if you have not joined the channel yet, please go ahead and do so. Now, let's not joke around here at all. Kirk Cousins, make no mistake, is a major upgrade from Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke. Because Kirk Cousins, you look at his numbers over what he did last season in just 8 games, and then you look at Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke's numbers. Here, we'll take it off screen. Ignore the birthday. Sorry, stupid Excel. But those 2 quarterbacks in the entire season going 7-10 compared to Kirk Cousins, like, he had more touchdowns in half the amount of games combined for the Atlanta Falcons 2 quarterbacks last year. So The Falcons were looking to make a major upgrade at the position, and they clearly do so. So I do want to get your thoughts on the signing. Feel free to chime in the comment section if you haven't already. I do want to toss this next graphic out there. Kirk Cousins may not be the household QB that people think of top-tier quarterbacks, and I really never thought I'd be standing here today defending Kirk Cousins, but I think he's earned that over the last few seasons in Minnesota. Like, you can look at the blind QB resume over the last 50 games, and here's all the quarterbacks that fit those stats. Kirk Cousins coming in at quarterback A, ahead of Josh Allen in a lot of ways. Matthew Stafford, right there with Aaron Rodgers. So yes, Kirk Cousins has been on the receiving end of a lot of can't get the job done jokes, can't quite get the team over the edge. And listen, there are fair comments and complaints to make about that. But at the end of the day, I think the Atlanta Falcons are a better football team than they were yesterday with Kirk Cousins as the quarterback. Now, I said, and I'm going to get a lot of ridicule for this, and I deserve it, that Justin Fields would be a Falcon. Ultimately, Atlanta decided to go with the much safer option in terms of will he be a great quarterback or not. Much more expensive option, there's no doubt about that, but if you're looking to absolutely have no questions about your quarterback for 2024, Kirk Cousins is the guy for that. So grade the signing for me down below in the comment section, A, B, C, D, or F. I want to get your opinion down below, so let me know how you would grade the Kirk Cousins signing. You have to factor in the contract. And for me, I give it a B-plus deal. 4 years, $180. It's a lot of money. Now, you have money to spend, so I'd rather see them spend it than not spend it. And we'll wait and see whether or not they swing big for another free agent or two, if they call it a day and they turn to the draft to fill out the rest of their team needs. But I think we're going to see some more spending because I don't see the logic in, let's go get a surefire quarterback and then we'll just stop there. No, the Falcons should absolutely add to their core, to their roster, right? And the Falcons offense now, by the way, it's a pretty darn good one. It's Kirk Cousins, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and they may even add some more players. So the Falcons offense is definitely one of the best in the NFC, and without a doubt, maybe the best in the NFC South. So I like the signing because I do think Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. No, it was not my preferred direction for the Falcons to go, but I still think it's a good signing altogether. So I know this one's going to have the fan base split. Kirk Cousins, a Falcon, $45 million a season, $100 million guaranteed. And it sounds like, at least I envision the conversation with Minnesota went, hey, Atlanta's going to offer me $180 million. And the Vikings just said, I think it's time we go our separate ways. So the Falcons are hoping to squeeze the last bit of football out of Kirk Cousins and try and go on a deep run into the postseason, knowing they don't have a long lifespan of this current quarterback. Maybe they look to draft one next year or something. 4 years, I think that's a long enough contract, even if it's just 3 years, where drafting one this year to sit for 3 seasons is probably not the best use of a second-round draft pick or a third-round draft pick, which, by the way, Calvin Ridley did not get extended by the Jags, which means they have 2/3 and 1 second. However, they did not trade any draft compensation for Justin Fields, so they go into the draft with 2 picks in the top 50. But Kirk Cousins, he's a Falcon. Wow. Kind of thought it would be Justin Fields. I thought Kirk Cousins would re-sign in Minnesota. I got it wrong. You live and die by it sometimes. But Kirk Cousins coming to Atlanta, and now he joins what's been a very eventful start to NFL free agency. We can kind of just click through some of the signings that have gone on in chronological order here. We'll just rapid fire this bad boy, Colin. But man, a lot of signings being made by the all NFL teams. The Falcons make their first big move in NFL free agency so far, and we're seeing a lot of really big storylines go down today. I mean, how about Saquon Barkley going from the Giants to the Eagles, and Christian Wilkins from the Dolphins to the Raiders? So a lot of names being moved around here, but Kirk Cousins, I just can't stop saying it. He's a Falcon. His wife's from Alpharetta. There is always connections down to Atlanta. He's got connections with the coaching staff, and It sounded like he wanted to stay in Minnesota, but he also probably wouldn't turn down $180 million knowing the way he has gotten away with the money and just the name. He is one of the highest paid players, I think, in NFL history. And it's pretty mind-boggling that he kind of pulled that off because he doesn't quite have the postseason wins to warrant all the money he has made. But here he is, yet again, cashing in on another major contract. Kirk Cousins, 4 years, 180. Raheem Morris has his quarterback. He's got his guy. Now we are full send on 2024. And a lot of moves to be made in free agency and then the draft. But we will be live here on the channel, so make sure you stick around in just a little bit as we break down this move in more detail. So we'll see you guys in a short bit.